cracker.
Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to Monthly Card Club. If you are watching on the replay on Facebook or if you're watching on the recording on YouTube, then this is going to be a live recording of an online craft club where people have been sent a kit of product in the post and we're going to craft along together. So I am going to show you how to make things and you can make as we go along. All the projects that I've got tonight can be made with other products, other papers, other dies, other stamps, so feel free to join along if you want to. So let's just make sure that I am live in the right place first. And yep, looks okay. Let's just checking my tech. If you are joining me live, then do pop into the comments and say hi so I know who's here. That would be lovely. Ah, there we go. So feel free to let's turn the sound off of that. That's better. Okay, yeah, so there we go, that's better. Oh, there's a couple of people joining now. So yeah, if you're joining live, then do pop into the comments and just say hi so I know that you're here. That would be wonderful. I guess it's probably too late now to say Happy New Year, but for those of you I haven't seen yet, Happy New Year. Hope everybody is well. And let me know if you're crafting along tonight as well, that would be really good. This is the first of my kind of new way of doing things in 2025. So I am not only doing this class live, but online, sorry, but this morning I did this class in person here at my house as well. So that was really good. And we had a lovely time chattering away and crafting all at the same time. It was great. So that's always going to be an option now going forward. So you can either do this class in the normal format here in Facebook Live in the evening, or if you're able to join me at my house live in the morning, then I'm doing the same session live in the morning. So we made exactly the same products. Obviously, if you've chosen the in-person session in the morning, then you can also join the evening if you want to. And I know that there were a couple of people this morning who said that they might pop on either now or later in the recording because there was a particular project that they wanted to watch made again. So obviously you can do that. It's great. So let me just have a quick slurp of my tea. There we go. So first things first, just wanted to check in with everybody that you've got all the current catalogues and things that we've got. So we're still, even though it's 2025, we're still in our annual catalogue period, and that lasts until the 30th of April, this one. So if you haven't got an annual catalogue and you want one, you like a paper copy, then do let me know. It's this one, if I can open it at all. It's got everything, all bits and pieces in it, everything, all the new colours, new ways of crafting, all that stuff. So that's that one. Now we've also got a brand new catalogue out. So the mini catalogue is now out for January to April. And this mini catalogue, let me just zoom in a bit on the front cover there, has got loads of new spring and summer type crafting products in it. So we are going to be using some products from this catalogue at my Super Saturday in not this weekend coming, but next weekend. We're going to be using this one, which is called Wildflower Birthday, and we're going to be doing some fancy folds. And then in February we are going to be, if I can find it in here, we're going to be using the Terrific Toadstools for this monthly card club. So if I can find the Terrific Toadstools, I will show you because they're really cute. And we've got some beautiful papers that coordinate, there they are, with the Terrific Toadstools. Hi Sally! So there's if you can see that one, there's the Terrific Toadstools. So we're going to be doing some things with that. We've got some really beautiful papers that go with it. So yeah, that's next month. So if you don't have a copy of this, the mini catalogue, and you would like one, let me know and I can pop one in the post to you, or you can pick one up from me next time you're over here, or whatever you want. Then also for January and February, so just for these 2 months, we are in Celebration. So Celebration is our annual sale. It's the only time of year when we do a kind of really big sale, and it's basically your opportunity to earn free stuff. So there's loads of different kinds of bits and pieces. Let me find, if I find the papers, so the Terrific Toadstools papers that we are using next month is a free Celebration kit. Oh, before I go there, look, there's a card kit, there's papers, really cool. And where are we? There's the Terrific Toadstools. So this is one of the things that you can earn free. Hello, Auntie Di, and hello, Steve. So this is what we're going to be using next month with the Terrific Toadstool stamp and punch. So you can earn free things for your purchases, and you can earn free things for joining as well. There's a great joining offer at the moment as well, where you get to choose double the extra that you would normally get, so £99, and you get I think it's £60 worth of extra free of your choice. So Celebration at the moment as well. So if you haven't got any of those catalogues and you like a paper copy, let me know. If you're an online person, you just need to go to the online shop, and everything is there for you in the online shop. Talking of online, we also have another product range that we do not have out and about at the moment, and that is the online exclusives. And the papers that you've got in your kit are called Marbled Elegance, and they are from the online exclusive selection that we've got at the moment. So there's lots and lots of extra products that aren't in any catalogue, but you can only find online. So it's always worth going on the online shop, even if you don't intend to purchase through that route. Just have a look and see what there is available. Every month there's something new in the online shop, so there's always something you haven't seen before that you might want to have a look at. There's new kits every month as well. There's new scrapbooking stuff every month, so always worth having a look. Okay, time to do some crafting then, yeah? Okay, so I've got 2 people with me today. So I've got Evelyn as usual, and I've got Mum here as well because it's our Devon weekend, so we're all going away to Devon tomorrow. So I'm going to turn the camera around. You can have a quick wave to them on the way down, get all my lights on and everything, and then we will get crafting. So let's turn the camera around first. Ooh, come on. Is it going to do it? Play ball with me. There we go. There you are. Wave. Hello. There we go. Okay, let's get some lights on so I can see what I am doing. Can you press both those buttons for me, Evelyn, please? Thank you very much. That is wonderful. That's better. Bit of light. Right, let's just get it so that what we're making is actually in view would be good. Right, so let's get rid of that for a moment. And I'll come back to that. So these are the projects that we're going to be making tonight. So we're going to be making some Valentine's cards, but cards that you could actually also use for anniversaries or birthdays or whatever you'd like to do. So we've got, let's start with this one. This is the one that we're going to make first. And you will have some bits that you're going to need to cut out yourself tonight as well. So not everything is cut and measured for you if you've got the kit. Most of it is, but not everything. So the main thing that is not cut and prepped for you is going to be some of these hearts, because I didn't want to be the one to choose the patterned papers. Oh, hi Dee. I wanted you to be able to do that, okay? And you've got 4 different colours that you can choose from. So you've got, in your marbled papers, you have got Melon Mambo, which is the pinky colour. You have got Poppy Parade, Real Red, and Cherry Cobbler. So just make sure that your hearts match up with the coloured cardstock that we're using for that project. And I'll tell you as we go along which one to use. Unless, of course, you want a rainbow of pink and red, in which case you can use whatever you like. But you've will have, if you've got a kit in the post, you will have white template hearts for each of these sizes. You have got some gold foil ones already cut for you, but you've got white template hearts for all the other sizes of heart. And that is so that you can draw around them and cut them out. So you've got lots of die cuts, the whole suite of die cuts, so that you can choose the size and the shape and the colour and all the rest of it. So you will need to hand cut those from your patterned papers, but I'll tell you about that as we go along. You've also got quite a large sheet of gold foil, and we're going to be cutting that to size as we go along as well. So I'll give you those measurements in a moment. So that's our first card. This little one we are also going to make. I will show you the clever technique to get a hinge on your card on a die cut shape, which you can then use with any open die cut that you've got. So if you've got a circle, a square, a rectangle, whatever you've got, you can make a card out of it and put a hinge in there. So that's another one. And then we've got this one, is a little fancy fold that we're going to be looking at. So this one opens up two ways. So you can either open it up as a standard card and you've got a little pop up in the middle there, or you can cut down the seam as I've done, and it gives you a much broader, wider card, which then stands up like that. So you can do it one of two ways. And again, I haven't cut these pieces of paper for you to size. They are there ready in your pack for you to cut. So I'll give you the measurements for those, and the same with your hearts. This is one of the stamped images from the set, but you can choose whatever you want. And if you've not got hearts that you can stamp, you can obviously add flowers or bows or whatever you want to. It's completely up to you. So that's that one. And then finally, we're going to do a 3D little box. Now, I apologise, this is the only one that you don't have a photograph of. I don't know what possessed me to leave it off, because I took a photograph of it, but then I never uploaded it to the instructions. Don't ask me why. So anyway, we're going to be talking through how to make this. This is a cracker box for treats. And this box, I have measurements for this box from 1.5 inches for the size of the box, all the way up to 3.5 inches. So if you want those measurements because you want to make different sizes of this box, then let me know and I will email them to you. This one is a 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch box. Just so you know, that's the size we're going to be making. Right, but we'll do that one at the end. So let's crack on and start with this card. So you are going to need your cherry cobbler card base, and you need to fold that and crease it first. So let's find mine. I can do mine as we go along as well. So you've got a large sheet of cherry cobbler, and you've got a card base piece of cherry cobbler. It's just the base piece with the crease already in it is the bit that you need. And you're just gonna, as usual, fold it over, bone folder the crease. Okay. And then you're going to need your piece of gold foil, and I will tell you what size to cut that to in a moment. And you are going to need your embossed piece. So this is embossed with the eyelet embossing folder, this one's called. This is cut to size. So you need a piece of gold that gives you a border around the edge. Okay. So if I were measuring this gold piece in inches, it's 5.25 inches by 3.5 inches. Okay, if you want a quick measurement on that. And then you're going to stick your eyelet to your gold card. Now this morning I gave everybody a top tip on how to save your gold card. So I'm going to show you with one of Evelyn's die cuts actually. Because as you can see, the eyelet embossing folder is going to cover the gold card almost entirely. What you can do is you can cut out the middle. So I die cut out some of these hearts out of the middle of my, like that. So as long as you leave enough border around that you've got something to stick your embossed piece to, anytime you're using foiled card, don't waste the centre. Cut the middle out and use it for something else. So let's get sticking. So my task tonight is to try and not run out of glue before the end of the evening. We will see.
But that's a new one.
But I have got a new glue. So if all else fails, I will go on to my new glue. But hopefully I'll be able to get what we need out of this last pot. Give it a good rub over from the back. And then we're going to stick that flat down onto the card front, so you can use whatever adhesives you've got. Put flat down. Making sure you've got it up the right way, obviously. It's a landscape card. No, it's not. Is it? Yes, it is. It's a landscape card, sorry. So you've got like a tent fold card with your spine at the top. Okay. And then it's going to be to add some of these lovely hearts. So you have got lots of pieces of patterned paper. I'm just going to show you all the different colours if you've not got a kit, so you can see what you're missing out on, really. That's mean, isn't it? So let me show you the different patterns. So as you can see, they're all marbled images, and obviously because they're Stampin' Up, they are double-sided. And as I said, they're made up of those 4 red and pink colours. So you've basically, in each of the kind of different colours and tones, you've got like a marbled pattern. Then you've got marbling with like gold splatters on the top. And then you've got marbling with gold splodges, bigger splatters basically on the top. And you've got that in each of the different colours. So lots to choose from to cut your hearts out with. And then if I turn the pattern papers over, we've got stripes in Poppy Parade. We've got like feather kind of effect. We've got roses, hearts, and then 2 kind of splattery kind of looking ones, one in pink and one in cherry cobbler. So the cards that we're making is cherry cobbler. So you just want to make sure that you look through your patterned papers really carefully and make sure that you don't pick, if you want to coordinate, don't pick the pinky ones particularly, but go for the darkest red ones that you've got. So I would say that is a pinky one. That's a Melon Mambo to me. So is that one. So I'm not going to use either of those. I think that and that one is Melon Mambo as well. That to me is a cherry cobbler. Those 2 I think are Real Red and Poppy Parade maybe. So I wouldn't use those. I would use that one for my heart, I think. And I'm not going to cut out all my hearts tonight, but what I am going to do is show you the stamp and die set that goes with it. So you can carry on cutting out your hearts and sticking them on and everything while I show you these bits that go with the suite. So we've got the Hearts of Elegance stamp set, and this is, I think this one's an online exclusive as well. So you've got Be Mine, Sending Lots of Love, Love You, My Heart Belongs to You, Happy Valentine's Day. And then you've got a to and from, so you can use it to do a gift tag, and some kisses and noughts and kisses, so love and kisses, I think that means. It's a photopolymer, so you've got that one, and you've got dies that cut out that little heart and that little flower, as well as obviously all of the sentiments will go in the middle of any of the heart sizes as well. So then if I show you the dies that go with that suite as well, there we go. So we've got 2, you've got 2 cards full of dies. So you've got this one, which is the one that you've got gold hearts cut out of with this kind of little stitching, embossy stitching kind of look to it. And then you've got 3 open hearts that will go over the top of things like that stamp. You can put them over the top of, let's see, well, you can put them over the flower, or the Be Mine could go in the middle. And then you've got bigger ones that could have Happy Valentine's Day in the middle. The My Heart Belongs to You fits in there. The Love You fits inside that kind of, they're like medium size ones. And let's go. And then you've got 2 enormous ones here, and we're going to use this one later on. So you have got all of these as white card templates in your pack. So this enormous one will cut out the heart card. So that's really easy, really good. And you've also got one of your white card templates is this one that again has got a little bit of stitching around the outside. Try not to draw on this one, your white card version of this, if you're going to make the heart shaped card, because you're going to use this, let me show you, as the insert to write on. So I've used that as the insert from the white card. Okay. So all you need to do is to stick those layers on and then add some hearts. Oh, you've also got the die cuts that cut out the 2 different little leaves as well in the die set there. So there you go. So that's the hearts and that's the stamp set. Okay, so back to the card. So in terms of layering the hearts up, I've got my medium-sized heart. So that's not the largest heart, but the next one down. That one is stuck flat to the card. And then all my other little bits, all my other elements, so my gold heart, my little mini heart, and my sentiment, they are all on 3D pads, which you can probably see if I turn the card sideways there. You can see those. Okay, so you're just going to need to add a little sentiment across the middle there. So I'm just going to pause there a moment, have another sip of my tea while you're finishing those up. And let me know how you're getting on, if you've got any questions at all. Just let me know. It's very quiet in Craftland. Sally and Dee are busying away, I think. And I'll show you Mum and Evelyn's in a minute as well when they finish. Mum's doing hers portrait instead of landscape, so it looks really good because it's completely different, which is cool. And there, again, there was lots of variations this morning as well, so you know me, I'm not precious about any designs. Feel free to change them up, turn them round, mix and match, whatever you fancy is fine by me. Yeah, and when you're finished, do give me some thumbs up so I know that it's okay to move on, because I don't want to move on when you're not ready. You've also got in your bag, I should say as well, in your kit, where's the hearts, ladies, over there? Oh, there they are. You've got a strip of these little adhesive hearts as well, and you've got 3 different sizes of hearts, so feel free to just add those whenever whenever you want to, really. There's no specific project for these to go on. You can add them whenever you feel like it. So I'm going to add a couple of extra ones. Oh, Evelyn's just showing me hers. So well. So yeah, feel free to add some of the self-adhesive hearts as well anytime you want. Oh, let's have a look. Here we go. Here's Evelyn's. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. So Evelyn's layered hers all on top, one on top of the other. That looks really good. Like that. Like that a lot. Cute. Oh, thanks. And that's Mum's. She's done an anniversary one. That's brilliant. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And we'll go back to our usual. If you share photos of your makes in the comments afterwards, then I will pull a prize draw next week. Because I'm away for the weekend, I can't promise that I'll do it on Sunday night, so I'll probably pull it Monday or Tuesday, maybe next week. But I will pull a prize draw. Okay, so how's everybody getting on? Are you okay if we move on to card number 2? Give me some thumbs up if you're ready to move on. And I will put mine to one side.
Where's the one side? Sorry, Grandma.
We'll move on to this one next. Yeah, we're going to do the little heart next. Oh, Dee's got her thumbs up. Fabulous. Right then. So, for this next one, you're going to need your Poppy Parade, so the bright red card that's got a score line in it already. And you're going to need your largest heart die cut piece, and you're going to need to draw round that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can cut this out using the die cutting machine as well, because like I said before, you can do this with any die cut that you've got, any open die cut that you've got, okay, where you can make a shaped card. So we've done this before quite a while ago with the circle dies, so you can make a circular card, a square card, a triangular, whatever you want. So start off by folding the card over and crease it again with your bone folder, and you need it really kind of strongly creased this time, so really like sharp crease. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put your die cut piece on for you. So if you imagine this is your white die cut piece, but now if you can see, I'm going to leave it on the grid paper actually because it shows up better there. If you can see here, like I'm going to just point to it, the die is hanging over the spine, so it's hanging over that folded creased piece there. So what will happen is when I run that through the die cutting machine, it won't cut out there. It will leave those pieces intact, which then means you get your card. Can you see it hasn't cut out obviously there? And that's why you get your spine for your card. That's how it works. So what you'll need to do is to lie your die cut piece. If you imagine this is your die cut piece, lie it down on your card and just draw round the outside. In fact, I'm going to do that. Let me do that so I can show you. What happened to my pen? There it is. And then you're just going to cut it round. It's best to cut it doubled if you can. Because then you'll get a better, more kind of uniform card all the way round. So if you can do that, that's better. So just go round the outside of that large heart. Obviously you can do this with the smaller hearts as well if you want to make tags, which also works. So just got a bit that I've missed, but I can see it. And then grab some fairly robust scissors and just go, without opening up the card, cut round it. Or like I say, if you were doing this using your own dies, then you can you could run it through the die cutting machine at this point, doubled up like it is as well. And then that gives you your heart shape. And then once you've cut out the shape, you'll need to cut the next size down heart in patterned paper to go on the front. Now, it's only my view, but I think the only paper that matches this Poppy Parade cardstock really well, if you're going for coordination, is the stripy paper. So if you're looking to choose a pattern to go on the front, then I would choose the stripy paper personally. If you're wanting an exact match, I know lots of people really like to know that they've got that precise coordination, and that is absolutely fine if that's what you need. So that one goes flat down on the front, and then you need a sentiment to go on there. So mine's my heart belongs to you. I've added loads of these little self-adhesive hearts, and then inside to write on, I've added the white die cut piece that you also have, that's got kind of the little stitch marks out of it, taken out of it. So this one is a really quick and easy one to do, even quicker if you can run it through the die cutting machine and don't have to hand cut it, but it works perfectly well hand cutting as well. So that's great. So yeah, let me stick on. I'm going to cut mine like yours, but using the inside of the die. So let's use this one. When you're lining your heart up as well on stripy paper, choose a stripe. So I'm going with this vanilla kind of coloured stripe, and make sure that your point of your heart and the kind of dip in your heart both match up with that same line, that you're not kind of moving across the lines, because it will look strange. It won't look right if you don't have the lines kind of going straight uniformly down the heart. So get those dies out of the way. Then I'm going to go to my snips for this one, so that I cut it nice and smoothly. So a little bit of fussy cutting today, but not too much. But obviously if you've got heart dies, you can, or heart punches, you can use those instead. And at least it's nice, smooth, curvy lines, easy to cut, not intricate and fiddly. There we go. So that one goes flat down on the front card. Weirdly, it's Poppy Parade stripy on the back, or on one side, and Melon Mambo on the other side, which is really odd. I would have thought that it would be the same colour, but it clearly isn't. So, and that smaller heart is perfect size to still give you plenty of space at the top for your hinge, so you don't need to worry about it not it going over the hinge, which is great. And then you can add whatever you want on the front. So I've just got sentiment on mine, and your white piece inside to write on. And then that's that one done. So that's really nice and quick and easy, that one. So again, let me know when that one's finished. I don't want to go on. The next one we're going to do is going to be the fancy fold, so I don't want to start that until everybody is ready. Obviously, if you're watching on the replay, you can just pause and rewind if you miss a step, or you're not sure of measurements, or you just want a bit more time, you want to go and make a cup of tea and come back, whatever. You can kind of pause and start again. Pause and rewind, so that's quite handy really, doing it at your own pace. Also means you can watch these videos again and replicate the same cards using other papers and colours from your stash if you want to as well. So yeah, just let me know when you're ready to move on.
Oh, okay.
Let's find the next one that we're going to do. So I've got all the bits for that. How you doing over there, you two? Oh yeah, oh, that's all right, looks good. It's very productive on the other side of the table, it looks very good. Oh, lovely. This one's Evelyn's. Cool, like that. Where the white, there you go, you've got the white piece inside. That's lovely. And that one, the Love You, is from the stamp set that goes with this suite. No, I love the script on there, it's really nice. Lovely. Scrolly. Yeah, lovely. Okay. So, Mum's busy sticking hers down. We'll get started on the measurements for the next one, I think. So, because they've already got the measurements for this. So you're going to need for this one, this is our fancy fold. So you're going to need your Melon Mambo pink card with the score down it. And you've got a second piece of Melon Mambo, and that's got 3 score lines down it. So you're going to need that as well. Then you are also going to need a little strip of gold, which I'll tell you the size of that in a moment. And you're going to need some patterned paper, so we'll cut those out together. So let's do one thing at a time. Let's put those 2 bits to one side for a moment. We're going to start with just the plain card base, so we're just going to make a standard card base to start with. So fold that card over and crease it. Just fold that and crease it. And then you're going to need to cut a couple of pieces of patterned paper. So I've got the Melon Mambo, the pinky one, marbled with the kind of very small splatters, and the flowers are my two choice of patterned papers. So let's bring in my trimmer so I can cut those up. So let's find the patterns first. So it's this piece is this side, and then the reverse is that side. Okay, so there is an easy trick to doing this, and that is that you can cut a standard card base, and then because you're using the same sheet of paper but both sides, you can then cut it, you can split it. So if we cut it first as a standard first layer, so that will be 9.9 centimetres by 14.3, and that will give you a nice little border around the outside. So 9.9 by 14.3, and then you just kind of go about a third of the way in. So for me, it's around about 4 centimetres, and cut it again. And then when you turn the one piece over, it gives you your pattern. So that's the easiest way to do it, I would say. You could measure each individual piece of paper, and we did that earlier on, but actually there is an easier way to do it by just flipping them over like that. So that's the first thing to do, is to stick these pieces to the front of your card so that they butt up next to each other. Okay, so let's do that first. Let's get some glue and get sticking. Just remember when you come to the second piece that you need to glue the opposite side to what you've glued. Oh, here we go. I reckon I might have run out.
That side.
Come on. How much more glue is in here? Oh, no. Oh, yes, there is. I knew there was. Knew there'd be another little bit in the bottom there.
To cut off the bottom.
Somebody asked me this morning as well how I get so much glue out of my glue, out of my multi-purpose liquid glue, so my Tombow, and the answer is I've got this really ancient kind of glue and tape pot that one day I promise you I will do a video of how to make these, because it's really handy, because I have all my bits that I can't craft without are in here. So I've got my tape, my dimensionals, my my scissors, my bone folder, my stamping seal, and I put my glue upside down in that pot, and it always lives upside down in that pot all the time, so that I am never kind of without glue that's already run down to the tip where I want it.
What's the width of that?
Oh, sorry. So it's 9.9 by 14.3. I think you've got some already cut, actually.
Yeah, I did, but mine was cut wonky.
Oh, okay. I cut hers for her and it obviously wasn't right. Anyway. So once you've stuck those two pieces on, you then just go over the top with your gold strip. So for me, I think that gold strip is a little bit wide, so I'm going to cut it down to half that measurement, but you can have it as wide or as narrow as you want. In fact, actually, maybe I won't. No, I don't think I will. I think I will leave it as it is. So you just need to trim it off so that it's the right length, obviously, as well, because you don't want it. There we go.
So it's to be that long, that wide.
Yeah, then cut it in a third and flip one piece over.
What's a third of 9.9?
About 4.
3.3.
Cut it at about 4 centimetres is what I did. Roughly.
When's that bit?
No, I think that glue might have had it. We're gonna have to go on to our new one. There we go. And then I'm just putting the gold strip slap bang on top of the join, basically, between the two patterns of paper. So it covers the join, that's all. Nothing fancy, just cover the join. And you can have a wider or a narrower strip, whatever you prefer. And then you can decorate the rest of the front however you want to. So for me, I've put on the stamped flower from the suite and the Be Mine, and they're both on 3D pads, as you can see. So they're both raised.
As per usual.
Now the trick is with this card is that you make up the whole card with the spine intact, and then you cut the spine as the very last thing that you do, okay? So do not cut the spine if you want it to be one of these that looks like this until the very end, and I'll show you how I cut my spine up as well, okay? So just give you a few minutes to do the rest of the front before we move on to doing the inside little fancy fold bit in the middle. And we're going to need to go back to the trimmer again and cut some pieces of paper again as well, some pattern papers. So if you're twiddling your thumbs, then might be a good idea to choose your inside patterned papers. So I've got this one, the splattery Melon Mambo pink one, which has got kind of bigger splatters on the other side. That's the one that I'm going to use. So I'll have that ready in a moment. But just concentrate on the front for the time being. Get that front piece done first.
That's too long as well.
And then you're going to need this next bit of Melon Mambo pink card for the middle. And you should also have in your kit a piece of white card as well. And you can use that piece of white card for any stamping to add decoration to the front. But you'll also need it for your inside piece where you're going to actually write your greeting to whoever you're sending it to. So you'll need it for this white layer inside as well. Okay. So once you've got your front made, you've got all your papers on and what have you, I'm going to carry on, and you can obviously carry on with the decoration either now or later if you want to. So I'm just going to move that one to one side for a moment. So to get this piece in the middle, this little lovely zigzag fold, what you need to do is to fold the score lines in the way that this card is showing you, okay? So this one first is a valley fold, so that's going to go back on itself, and at every occasion you need to crease those folds as you go along. And then the next one is a mountain fold, so that's that way. So score that one up. And then the final one is another valley fold again. So back down again. So then once you've got it all folded, it'll go valley, mountain, valley, or if you turn it sideways, you'll see it makes a W. So if you've got it looking like a W, then you've got it right. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to need to cut the pieces of paper for the inside here. So I'm going to get my ruler out to check my measurements and make sure I've got them right. So you need layers inside that are 6.9 centimetres by 9.9 centimetres. And you're going to need 4 individual pieces. So 6.9 by 9.9. These pieces of patterned paper are the same sheet, but the middle one is flipped over. Okay, so let's get the trimmer and cut those up. So it's 6.9 by 9.9. So I am going to go with the kind of more milkier, whiter side. So 6.9, no, 9.9, let's go there. And then cut it into to 6.9. So that's 2 pieces. Oh, in fact, I don't think I cut those long enough. I did not cut those long enough. I don't think I cut those long enough. Let's go again. That looks better. 9.9 by, that's better. 6.9, so they do actually fit. That's better. Let's get rid of those bits. I don't know what I was doing there, I'm sure. Anyway, 6.9. There we go. So 6.9 by 9.9. Yeah, that's it. And the middle one is the same, but it's just flipped over. 6.9. 9.9. She'll have to look back on the video and see what on earth measurement I was doing then. Not the right one, obviously. So I've just got the back for that one. And then you'll also need a piece of white cardstock as well that measures the same. So 6.9 by 9.9. I think that might be 6.9. 6.9. Just get the fluffy edge off of that one. By, let's look straight side first. This is from my scrap box, so let's straighten it up first and then we'll cut 9.9. There we go. And that one then goes at the end. There we go. So then these 4 pieces need to be stuck down inside your W. And if you want to do any stamping on the white piece, then now is the time to add your sentiment, your inside greeting, or whatever stamping you want to do that. So let's have a look at what stamps we've got. I'm going to do some stamping on mine. So I think I'll do the Love You on the inside of this one with the Melon Mambo ink pad. Anybody got a block over there I can steal? Yes. Thank you so much. Line it up on the grid paper. Good reason for having grid paper. Makes everything so much easier in theory.
Felt that.
There we go. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these down now.
Happy Valentine's Day. Where is that? Was it in here?
Yeah. And your papers this should leave you a little bit of a border around the outside, as usual. Makes it just look a bit neater, a bit more professional. Just sticking all these down.
1, 2,
So last one.
Belongs to you.
Okay. I'll just pause there while you finish sticking your bits of paper to those inside pieces, and then so that it looks like that, and then we'll need to do this, sticking the middle piece in all together, because there's a knack to it, as always, and if you don't use the knack to glue it together, what will happen is that your central piece will end up twisting, which is obviously absolutely not what you want. So we'll do that bit all together. Okay, so when you're at the point where you've got your patterned papers cut and stuck on, and you've stuck your white piece on for your where you're going to write your greeting, then let me know, and we will then stick that all together inside the main card, like so, so that it is complete. And for this bit, I'm going to use Tombow again, because you can sort of slide it around a little bit. Lovely, got a thumbs up, fabulous. Yeah, I find it's easier because it gives you a bit of a thumbs up. So what you want to do is you take your card outer piece, so the main card, and open it right up. And then take your concertina piece and fold it up, so that on both sides you've got plain card, okay? Make sure you've got it the right way up, obviously. And then on the very back, so on the back of the piece that you're writing on, you're going to put glue all over that back piece, okay? So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to put glue all over that back piece. And then holding it still all together, you then want to find kind of roughly the centre of the back of the card. Okay, so the centre of the back, and stick it down nice and firmly. Keep it all still concertinaed up. This is the easiest way to keep it under control, is what I would say. So you put glue on the back of your piece that you're going to write on, stick it to the centre of the back piece of your card. So the front of my card is still there and it's got nothing on it, but the back has now got the concertina piece the right way up, all glued to the back.
Not up against the fold.
Not up against it. It's right in the middle of the card. So you've got the spine. You've got like about a 1/2 inch border all the way round then. And then once you've got that in the middle and you've held it down for a few seconds, if you're using wet glue, so that you know that it's definitely not going to move, keep your finger on it so it doesn't spring up, and stick glue all over the top again. And do not let it go. Do not let it spring up. So hold it in place with one finger at least, so that it doesn't spring up at you. And then you're going to close the card. So I'm lifting the front piece of the card over the top and just press it down. And then you know that it is not going to twist, and it's going to be in exactly the same place on the front as it is on the back. That is the easiest way to do it. And just keep hold of it for a bit. If you're using wet glue, just give it a little rub over with your fingers so that you know that it's firmly stuck. And then when you come to open the card, it's stuck in both places, and your central fold is central to the fold of the card. So your spine and your mountain are in the same place. And then if you want to cut it up like mine was, so if you want to make it so that it opens up like that, then you can turn it over and cut down the spine. So at this point, you can see on my card, I've got like the bump of the score line is on the back of the card. Okay, let me tip it a bit so you can see the bump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut either side of the bump. Okay, I'm going to use big scissors actually this time, as it just makes it easier to go straight down either side of the bump. And if I need to turn it round to get to the other end, then that is what I'm going to do. So I've cut it in half. Now you can obviously leave it like that, or at this point you can put it in the trimmer and trim off any dodgy edges that you've got. So it means that if your scissoring wasn't 100% perfect, it absolutely doesn't matter, because you can now put that raw edge into the trimmer and slice it off and make it look like it always was meant to be like that. It was always meant to be separated. And how clever are you that you've managed to not only separate it but also
little ones,
keep it perfectly trim. Oh, do you want the big scissors? Sorry. There you go. And if you want the trimmer, there's the trimmer. So there you go. You've then got your card that then stands up on its own and also matches, the spine matches perfectly, so it's not gonna overbalance. My table's not too level, but the same as this one, you can see. Dead easy, fancy fold, really effective. Lots of nice patterned papers on show, so that's really good. So then all I did on mine, let's go back to my original one. So all I've done on mine is I've got a flower and the sentiment on the front, and I am going to add, where's the hearts gone? I'm going to add some hearts. Thank you. Thanks. I'm going to add some of the hearts as well. Just have some little cascading hearts up here. Okay, that way. I've got a few little extra hearts. Might even put a little one on the Be Mine. There we go. Brilliant. So that's on the outside, and then on the inside I've just added again 3 hearts, including one of your gold ones. But because you're on the inside of the card, they must be stuck flat to the card, so no 3D dimensionals here, because otherwise you find your card won't close up, and particularly if you're going to post it, there'll be no chance of getting it in the post, because you've already got a level of thickness to it, because you've got 6 layers of card next to each other, so you've already got, you know, a little bit of depth to that card. So the last thing you want is a more through dimension in the middle there. So just stick those hearts or whatever you're going to put on it, whether it's flowers or other images or whatever, make sure you stick them down flat. And then you've got that space that you can write your greeting in, and it'll go in a standard envelope really easily. So that is that one. So let me know when you've got to the end of that one. Let me know how you've got on.
There's Laura on the side.
Where's the other one? Stand the other one up so you've got see both together. There we go. I think the other thing you could do really well with this card as well is on the inside, on these panels on the inside, you could add photographs to make it more of a kind of keepsake type thing, really. So I think that would be, that would look really nice if you added 3 photos on those first 3 panels. You can obviously kind of go over the edge of the photos so that this part where it's stuck down to the card front and the card back, you could kind of merge that a bit more by kind of overlapping the edges, much like I've done with this first heart. But you could kind of overlap it a bit if you wanted to, if you had photos on there as well, which would also, I think, look really nice. So yeah, you could make this one into a bit of a keepsake card if you wanted to. Which should be, yeah, just different. Okay. So that is all of our cards. And the only thing we have left to make is the box, the little gift box, the little cracker gift box, which I have cut the top of mine, not very well actually, because it was before the dies arrived, but just to look like the top of a heart. So again, you could use one of your templates to just give the top edge a little heart shape, or you could still leave it square, or if you wanted to make it into an actual cracker looking shape, you could just do triangles down into the point on the top of your box, whichever you prefer really. You've got kind of both those options. So give me some thumbs up when you're finished with the fancy fold card, and we will then move on to the box. And for the box, you are going to need your trimmer or scoreboard, because you're going to need, once you've cut the card to size, you're then going to need to do some scoring. Okay. And I'm going to bring in the measurements so that we can see the measurements as we're going along as well. And remember, this one makes a 2.5 inch box, but you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. The reason I chose this one was because it's the middle size, and thank you, Dee. It's the middle size, and it fits it. You can cut it out of a single sheet of A4, which is brilliant. I think that's really helpful.
I've got the little hearts, the little gold hearts.
Evelyn's got them over there. There they are, by the ink pad. Okay, so if I cut and score this one out, and then I'll give you the instructions, the measurements and everything, and you can excuse me. So you're going to need this single sheet of A4 card. So this piece that you've got. Carolyn, is that you that's joined us? So I know you wanted to remake your cracker box, so here we go. So you start with a single sheet of A4, and you're going to cut it to, it's all in inches, this box, so you're going to cut it to 10.5 inches. So I'm going to have to just about get my scoreboard on here. So 10.5 inches. Let's get that right. And then you can discard that extra strip. By 7.75 inches. That's the first thing you need to do, is make your card 10.5 inches by 7.75 inches. Let's get rid of that. So that's the first thing. Put the measurements over there. Okay. So 10.5 by 7.75, and then you're going to bring in your scoring tool, your scoring blade, or you can obviously do this on a scoreboard if you prefer to do it on a scoreboard. But you're going to need to score with the long edge of your card at the top of the scoreboard. You're going to score at, can't fit this under the camera. You're going to score at 2.5 inches all the way down, 5 inches. So you move your card along so that it goes to 5 inches, 7.5 inches. So you're scoring every 2.5 inches basically. And finally at 10 inches. So 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. Okay. And then once you've done those every 2.5 inch scores, you turn your card around so that the short side is at the top, and you score again at, let's get that one out, I can get the arm out of the way now. So you score again on the short side at 2.5 inches. And 5 inches. And then this time you go to 5.5 inches. And at 6 inches finally. Which, if you've got a Stampin' Up trimmer, 6 inches is where the edge of your scoreboard is with the arm folded in. Easy peasy. And you'll then have this kind of grid affair scored on your card. Hopefully you can see that. So you've got a piece at the top, which is going to be the top of your cracker box. You've then got 3 score lines next to each other, which is going to form the actual, like, the indentation bit, how it folds, how it kind of folds in. Then you've got a box that's 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches, which is your actual box. And then the bottom piece is what forms the base. Okay, so let me pass the trimmer over. And I'll pass over the measurements to them as well. The only other bit that you need to cut out is you're going to need to cut out your patterned paper, and they're 4 2.5 inch squares. Okay, so let's just go over it again. So you need to cut your piece of card first to 10.5 inches by 7 3/4 inches. 10.5 inches by 7 3/4 inches. And then with the long side at the top, you're scoring at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10, so every 2.5 inches. And with the short side at the top, you're scoring at 2.5, 5, 5.5 and 6. And your patterned paper squares need to be 2 1/4 inches square. Okay.
7 3/4. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Wait, so how do you know which bits are scoring and which bit are cut?
They're all scoring. Once you've cut that to that size, all your measurements are scoring. Okay. So once you've got your grid to look like this, you then want to kind of fold it round into like a cylinder. And you're going to, if you can find your bone folder, you're going to bone folder it all the creases. So I'm starting from the short end and moving along the length of the card. I'm lining up, making sure my top and bottoms are lined up. Score it, crease it. The next one, make sure my top and bottoms are lined up. Crease it. Sally, incidentally, this is a great box for Christmas fairs if you want to do Christmas fair boxes, because you can make them into cracker shapes. Top and bottom lined up, and then your final score is this tiny little bit, which is your tab that you're going to use for gluing in a minute, but not yet. Okay, not yet. So when you put that all together, you can see that you've got a square, I'm going to say square cylinder, you know what I mean, a kind of square tube shape basically, okay? But you're not going to stick it together yet. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out the little holes, which are triangles, to enable your cracker to kind of squash down, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to fold over, and it actually doesn't matter which end you start from. Let's start from this end because it's easiest. And you're going to mark with a pen on the middle, the center line of, so you've got your 3 lines that make up the fold of the box, and on that middle line you're going to go 3/4 of an inch in. Okay, so I am going to do that using my grid paper. So 3/4 of an inch in, roughly, and just mark it at 3/4 of an inch in. And then what you're going to do, and I'm going to draw it on mine so it's easy for you to see, you're going to cut from that point down to the bottom score line edge. So you're cutting out that triangle, and you're cutting it out on the fold. Okay, so I will show you what I mean. So I'm going to snip up, and the same on the other side. Don't throw that little piece of triangle away, because you are going to need it so that you don't have to measure and draw every single other triangle. So then you fold it over and put it down as your template, and off you go again. So just keep cutting those little triangles out. So you're going from the edge of the score line to that central line. Okay. And then fold it over again. And again, making sure that that point of your template is always on that centre line. Once you start cutting, you can kind of take the triangle out of the way, because you just need to make sure that you get it in the right place. Keep going all the way over.
Yeah.
Keep going all the way over.
Right, yeah. I'm with you.
They're having fun and games over the other side. So even on that last piece where it will actually kind of come off the edge, you still need your triangle, and on this end piece you still need a triangle as well. So you're going to have to fold that over and still cut one there as well. And the reason we're using that little triangle as a template is to make all of our holes even. So let me lay mine out so you can now see how it looks.
What are we doing?
So on...
All right. And then cut.
So let me show you again on Mum's. So you fold them over, fold it over, and you're going to go 3/4 of an inch in on that central score line, and then draw a little triangle, and then cut it out with it folded. Okay?
You've missed one of your score lines. There's 3, look at the top. 5, 5.5 and 6.
And then you've got one more bit of cutting to do, and that is, you've got a square down the bottom here. So we need to cut the base. So you want to get rid of this little, it's not a square actually, it's a little oblong, but you want to get rid of that. We don't want that. That'll just get in the way. So we can, oops, not cut quite through. We can get rid of that. And then the other thing you need to do is cut up your base flaps. So again, you can see that you've got a ridge from the score line. If you cut either side of the ridge, it will give you a tiny piece of card that you can then pluck out.
That's it.
Which you do not need. A piece that looks like that, an absolute slither look. So that, you can get rid of that. So you two need to cut your triangles now.
How do you cut the triangle?
So you go 3/4 of an inch in.
How do you know when it's 3/4 of an inch?
Measure it. Here's your ruler. So there we go. Pluck out these little bits here. Look, and the thing is, if you just cut down the line and you don't take away that sort of the excess little piece of paper, that piece of card, what will happen is that your box base won't fold, and then your box won't sit flat. It won't stand flat, sorry. So it's really important that you get rid of those little strips. I know they're really tiny, and you think, what am I taking away? Nothing here. But actually it makes all the difference between your box standing up or not standing up on a flat surface, and obviously that is what you want to do, because you want to be able to fill it with goodies. There we go. So once you've got all that little bit of paper out, you can get them out of the way. And then I am going to cut my patterned paper layers next. So I am going to go with this one, my swirly one, I think. No, swirly or spotty. No, maybe we'll go spotty still. So can I borrow the trimmer, please? Thank you. So remember, your patterned paper pieces are 2 1/4 inches square.
Right.
So 2 1/4, and you need 4 of them, obviously. And for speed, I'm gonna cut them together. 2 1/4, 2 1/4. There we go. And then you've got 4, so you've got 4 pieces.
But do you cut it on that bit as well? Or?
Yeah. Okay, so if I line my cracker box up against the base that we've made, you can then see where your patterned paper pieces need to be stuck. Okay, so I'm going to do that bit next. And again, as always, there's a little bit of a border around the outside of the patterned paper on your box. Ooh. It's great when it moves, but not when you don't want it to move. There we go. The good thing is about the marbled paper as well is there isn't really a right or a wrong way up, so that's quite helpful, really. And then to seal the box, I'm going to use tape because it's easier and it's a bit more, I think it sticks quicker, so it's a bit more permanent.
What do you do?
Now you need to cut the... So let's just go over the bits we've just done. So you've cut your triangles from the bit that's going to make the actual cracker top, and then you need to go between all of the base pieces and chop out that little ridged strip from the score line. So just take it out and take out that bottom right hand corner as well. Get rid of that, so that, because you don't need that, that'll just get in the way. So get rid of that.
To make this off by art.
Yeah.
I've made 4 of them. I still can't.
And the other thing you need to do before you add any tape and stick it together is to fold this actual kind of the cracker bit at the top. Okay, so the middle, the central line needs to go in. So So you've got a valley in the central line, and the other lines are both mountains. So this will make perfect sense when you do it, and when I show you in a minute. So you've got mountain, valley, mountain, which then gives you that's how you get your little cracker shape. Yeah. Then all you need to do is on your 2 tabs on the side, add some tape. I'm just using tear and tape, so you don't need to use anything too fancy, but I just find it a little bit easier for sticking the edges together, and the base in a moment as well, over wet glue. So let's just take those bits off. And this bit too. And then stick it together like that. Because it's a square, you can just fold it over, and that makes it really easy. And then you need to fold your base flaps in. And you're just going to stick them one on top of the other. So usually I don't bother with all the individual flaps. I just go with the last one. Just put some glue on the last one, or tape in this case. So I just need to work out which is going to be the back. Make sure that's folded in. So usually I fold the back one in first, so that you can just get the other ones out of the way. Fold that one in first, and then those 2 side pieces, and then finally that one. So I'm just going to put some tape on that back one. Probably worth putting quite a bit of tape on there, because this is the only bit that I'm going to actually seal. I'm not sticking all the individual layers, so. And then just make sure that it's nice and square, the base is nice and square before you fold over that flap. And then you can go from the inside again with your bone folder, there it is, and just press down the inside. So that's sealed. And then the only thing you've got left to do is to add your string. So in your kit, you've got a little piece of gold thread, so you can add that round. So when your cracker is, your box is together, there will be a hole in the middle. There is in this one as well. And that's kind of how it's designed to be, really. Because you've only got 4 sides, so it's harder to get it kind of pulled tighter than that. So what I would say is, if you are going to put a gift inside that you don't want the recipient to see, then it looks quite nice with a bit of tissue paper kind of stuffed inside. That looks quite good. The other thing that looks quite nice is if you haven't used both of your gold hearts, I am going to get my pokey tool if I can find it. Can I find it? That's the question. What did I do with it? Here it is. And I'm going to poke a hole in the top of one of my hearts. About there. And then I'm going to thread choose a bit that's not frayed, and thread my twine through the hole. So it will add, in fact it is frayed, so I'm going to poke it through the hole before I kind of tie my ribbon. So it just adds that extra little bit of decoration on the front there. Obviously you could stick something over the top of the patterned paper if you wanted, or what have you. I just think it looks quite cute. In fact, actually I think I'm going to tie the knot first and then I'm going to add the heart. Let's do that so that the box actually stays closed. It's going to be incredibly difficult to do on camera typically. Right, let's try again. There we are. So I've got two different kinds of ribbon on mine, but you get the gist there. Let's just trim that one off because it's looking a bit frayed now. And trim that one to match. And there you go. You've got your cracker box all done.
What about the top?
So yeah, the top you can, as I said before, you can do, you can either kind of use your templates, your heart templates to cut out your heart, or you can cut down and then go down in a V to create your cracker top. So if I do, let's do that one. If I'm just going to guess mine. I'm not going to do it very precisely at all, but I will show you how you then, to make it the same again. Don't get rid of your little triangle because that will show you how far you need to cut down. So I'm going to go the same on the next one. Next one along, so that I don't, so that I've got the same depth of cracker top all the way along. So all my little triangles will be the same depth. Same again. Let's get it the right way around. Which way around am I going? That's the wrong way, isn't it? That's going to be that way. Oh, you know when you're looking at something and you can't work out how it's going to go? I think. So this is just by eye. Last one.
I'm a celebs are very seasonal.
Throw down this week.
There we go.
Did you agree?
So once I've done this bit, that is the last bit. There we go. So you've got either a heart kind of top, oh, let's turn that round, so it's the right way around, or you've got like a little V-shaped cracker top to your box. And like I said before, I've got measurements for all different sizes of this box. So if you want to make multiples of this box in different sizes, then let me know and I will send you the measurements, because it's obviously a really easy little box to do. You can do it in all different kind of pattern papers and stuff. Great for Christmas presents when we get there again this year, but also perfect for a little Valentine's treat. That'll fit a little bag of sweets or something inside it very easily. Okay, let me just turn the camera back round again. There we go. There we go. Don't want to look at my dishwasher tablets as weighting my lamp down, do you really? So there you go. So that's it for this evening. I hope you were able to keep up if you're making along, and I also hope that if you watch again on the replay or make again afterwards, that you share with us what you've made. I'd love to see that. So I will take some photos of what we've been making here tonight, and I will put a post in the Facebook group. Would love you to add photos of what you made. So whether you joined me live this morning and came here in person to make, or whether you've made with us online tonight, either put your photos in the comments so we can see what you made, because everybody's made different things. It doesn't matter whether you made one of the projects or all of them. Put a photo on, that would be lovely. And I will see you again in February for online card club, when we will be using the terrific toadstools. So if you'd like to join me, there's an email coming out to everybody on my mailing list tomorrow morning with the joining link. You just need to click that link and fill in the form for me, please. I was getting so many messages and emails all in different formats and on different apps and everything. It was all getting a bit out of hand. So I've had to go to a form for people to fill in so that I know for definite who's coming and which format you want to do. So it takes, according to the app, it takes, because it measures how long it's taken each person to do it, and it takes an average of 38 seconds to fill in the form. So really not very long at all. I just need to know which one you want to come to, and obviously what your name is, because I did have somebody who filled in the form this week who didn't actually tell me who they were, so that was really helpful. So I've made that a mandatory question now so that nobody can miss off their name, because that's not helpful to me at all. Anyway, see you all again soon. Take care. Bye bye.